Today on Teach Me How to Vegan, there is quite a few. You will be pleasantly surprised. If you are more of a chocolate person, that's where you're not pleasantly surprised, which was myself. But coming up next, this is where we get into the intentionally vegan candies, because this is where you can find your chocolate fix. If peanut butter cups are your jam, we have quite the list for you.
Right.
Because we started thinking and then we started looking, and there's so many more options now for peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Or a nut butter cup if you can't do peanut butter. Because
Right.
there's sunflower butter, almond butter cups, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Rice
Before
milk.
we get there, I want to shout out Unreal again.
Okay.
Because they are unreal. Just kidding. Seriously, I didn't want to say that. That's not what I wanted to say.
You just couldn't resist.
That's not why I brought us back. Because they're like quote unquote peanut M&Ms
Oh my God.
product. I love me some peanut M&Ms.
Yep.
And when I first tried those, it was like those hit the spot.
Yes.
So
much.
much.
Yeah, totally.
Welcome to Teach Me How to Vegan.
A podcast where we explore how to switch to a vegan diet.
I'm Tony, a health educator, fitness instructor, and plant-based eating program manager for Animal Protection of New Mexico.
I'm Mickey, a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and vegan cook who likes to play in the kitchen.
Our family stopped eating meat in 2007.
And we went vegan in 2016. Now we like to share with others what we've learned.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get started.
Vegan Halloween.
Whoop whoop.
We love Halloween.
We do enjoy Halloween.
Yeah, we used to really also enjoy trick-or-treating.
Mm-hmm.
And then after going vegan, trick-or-treating kind of wasn't as exciting anymore.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
We did find, however, that there were a lot of accidentally vegan candies that are given out. So it wasn't like a total wash. I think our first year being vegan, we took the kids trick-or-treating and just separated everything out.
Yeah.
And there was a good amount of stuff,
Yeah, there
which was
was
still fun.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about specifically what that is, what those options are. But it was also kind of depressing because all the chocolates are not vegan.
Yes. And those were the best part for me.
Like the accidentally vegan candies typically are not chocolate.
Chocolates. Yeah.
So we used to trick or treat.
Yeah, we used to trick or treat. We'd do the whole shebang. We'd have costumes and go trick or treating. One year we even did a Halloween party and had friends over and themed food. And because, it's kind of kicks off the holiday season. So it's really fun time for us. Then we went trick or treating the first year we were vegan. And like you said, dump the bag out, separate it out. And it's pretty much the chocolates that we're not eating, we can't have. And so I think it was the next year I had the idea, what if we do a vegan trunk or treat with the local vegan group, right? That was their second year being vegan.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that in a parking lot locally. And it was really fun. Decorated the trunks, like you go to other places for trunk or treats. And it was just all vegan food. And the idea was to have a place for vegan kids to not have to worry about what they're getting and not have to sort out. And they can look in their bag and see their full bag and be so excited that everything in it they can eat. Mm-hmm. Because, it was a little disappointing that more than half the bag the previous year they couldn't eat because it wasn't vegan. And so that still happened. A local outreach group decided to take that over and continue to put it on. But then I think the next year we went to the trunk or treat, but that's when I started making Halloween candy for us, usually chocolate-based ones, because that's what I was missing.
Yep.
So, and all our sort of themed foods, I figured out how to veganize. So that's what's coming at the end, is some of those things that we just do vegan substitutes for.
Right. And so this year we will likely just stay home.
Yep.
And we might buy a couple treats to have. We'll mostly probably make our own treats.
Yeah.
And just kind of like watch Halloween movies and enjoy our treats.
Yeah.
Here for obvious reasons.
And if the kids want to dress up, I think they still have some stuff from like the previous year. Our kids like costumes, so they'll just like create stuff randomly. So
yeah, they dress up for no reason all the time anyway. So
yeah,
they might dress up even though we're not going anywhere. Or they might have us do some video that they want us to post somewhere. Who knows what they're going to come up with. Who knows what kids are going to do. So that's kind of our plan this year. So we're going to, share how to veganize Halloween, how to have a vegan Halloween, and give you lots of ideas of accidentally vegan candies that you can easily find everywhere and anywhere. We're also going to talk about intentionally vegan candies, those really good candies that we seek out that we know are made vegan on purpose. Those are going to be typically the chocolates.
Yes.
And chocolate-based candies. We're going to share how to make your own vegan treats at home,
which are basically chocolate-based also. There's a theme here.
There's a theme. Yeah, we're not making any homemade
lollipops.
No. And then a couple bonus foods that you can make at home that are, fun. Because we like to, sometimes if we get super into the spirit, then we want to make everything, dinner and...
Yeah, all themed. It becomes all themed.
Yeah, so we got a couple ideas to spark your creativity if you want to make a Halloween themed meal as well.
Yeah.
So kind of just generally speaking, some things to look for that are kind of like frequent offenders in Halloween candy is obviously milk.
Yeah.
Milk is in the majority of chocolates as we mentioned.
Or whey, WHEY.
Yeah, whey or casein. Some, milk derivatives.
Yeah.
So we talked about, I think, in the first or second episode,
terms to look
about
for.
reading food labels.
Yeah.
So you can visit that and learn all about reading food labels. So they know that hides on a lot of chocolate and some other candies. You'd be surprised. And then, once you know that there's very few candies might have egg. That's a little more rare.
Yeah.
Some like candy corn has egg ingredients.
Some of them do. Most of them have gelatin, which is the other culprit you want to look for.
Yeah.
And gelatin's typically in marshmallows, kind of the chewy things. Starburst.
Gelatin comes from animal
hooves.
Yeah. It's the main ingredient in Jell-O.
Yes.
So you can think of it that way. So a lot of chewy foods. Yeah. And so if you know that something doesn't have milk or egg, gelatin is one that sneaks up on you.
Yes.
And then another one that sneaks up is honey.
Yes.
As well. That's sometimes added as a sweetener. So those are kind of, I think, the main ones to look for. And then there's some other little hidden things like confectioner's glaze, carmine color, and shellac.
Shellac. I always think about shellac in your hair. That's why I'd never think to look for it on a food label.
Yeah.
You shellac your hair down.
Right.
So, okay, yeah, let's put that in our body.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a thing, and it's added again in some foods like candy corns. I keep talking about candy corns because we've never found a vegan candy corn.
And I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed candy corn a lot.
So we're gonna put that just up front. If you were listening to this episode, hoping that you would hear about candy corn, I'm really sorry to just break the news up front. There's not
any mass produced, by a company that you can go out and buy somewhere online and order vegan candy corn. I think one of our friends last year figured out a recipe and said it came out really good, but obviously, just thinking about all those little candy corns, that sounds pretty labor intensive.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll do an update later, a candy corn.
Yeah, if we find
special, if that happens. But so those are the main ones. Milk, egg, obviously, gelatin, honey, and then some of those other ingredients. So with the different candies that are out there, typically most hard candies are vegan. They're mostly just sugar. Yeah. Or some form of
sugar and chemicals. they're
much
the vegan junk chemical stuff.
Yeah. Also a lot of fruity candies, a lot of suckers, etc. If you're really lost, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Some chewy candies will surprise you and not have gelatin, because I first thought that gelatin was going to be in every chewy candy, and a lot of them surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about specific examples of those. But, don't rule out anything chewy thinking it's going to have gelatin. It's worth reading the label.
Yes.
So,
especially if it's one of your favorites.
Right. So without further ado, let's get into our list of our favorites. I asked the kids to start this list for me, so they came up with the first 10.
I am not surprised at the very first one they thought
all of theirs. And then we'll throw in a few extras that are just good to have on your radar. So the first one they named is Sour Patch Kids,
Yeah.
which is my favorite candy on
Yeah,
earth.
I'm not surprised that was the first one they thought of.
And it's one of the pleasant surprises that I thought it was
Mhm.
going to have gelatin when we first went vegan. It's like, oh, I'm sure they have gelatin. And surprisingly, they don't.
Right.
If you haven't had Sour Patch Kids, do yourself a favor and go try some.
All right.
But yeah, we love them. Me
Mhm.
and the boys do.
And then the next one is actually one of my favorites from even before I was vegan, and I did not expect them to be vegan, and it's Junior Mints.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sort of peppermint, the minty chocolate, that combo. So it's really nice because usually the Dollar Tree by our house has Sour Patch and Junior Mints, like the movie boxes, so we can like grab some of that and then like have a movie night at home and feel super fun like we're at the movies.
Mhm.
Since can't do that anymore.
Exactly. And yeah, and it's funny because we were vegan for a long time and didn't realize Junior Mints were vegan.
I know.
It's one of those ones that you don't think to read. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm sure it has milk or something. And then a friend, vegan friend, told me that she loves Junior Mints, and I was like, what? And sure enough, and then I brought some home, and you were like,
I was over the moon.
it was a great day.
Yes, because I like peppermint patties,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not vegan. So clearly I like sort of that chocolate minty thing
Yeah,
combo, and
that's your
so
thing.
Junior Mints was a good one for me.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers.
Yes.
Like I said, hard candy.
Yep.
Mostly just sugar. Yeah, Jolly Ranchers are a good go-to.
Mm-hmm. Airheads.
Airheads are another surprising one.
I do enjoy some Airheads.
Yeah, I thought they would have gelatin. Nope, they're vegan. And yeah, we all love Airheads in our house. And this was Fortune was super excited about Blow Pops.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what they're called. He told me the suckers, the gum suckers. The suckers with gum in them. Like Blow Pops. Those ones.
Those ones. How
Yeah,
funny.
Blow Pops are surprisingly vegan.
Yeah.
Also Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Yeah, because that's just
Constant-
like powdered colored sugar or
Kool-Aid.
something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
it's flavored sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Constantine brought that up.
Yeah. Fun Dip. Mm-hmm.
And then this is where I veered off. So those are the ones the kids named. Then these are just some extra ones that I thought of, which are Runts.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
Those are pretty good.
Smarties.
Smarties.
And those we frequently get. Would you get in trick-or-treating?
yes.
You know, kind of
You know
anywhere
what
you go, a
else?
lot of people give out Smarties.
Now and Laters, another chewy one.
Mm-hmm.
Not as soft and chewy as Starburst, but they're still chewy.
Right. So if you love Starburst, but you don't want to have gelatin, Now and Laters can hopefully fill that need.
Yeah. Feel that
'cause-
desire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then some jelly beans, you have to read the labels because we can't just name specific brands because they're always changing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find the Starburst jelly beans and they have gelatin, and then sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have confectioner's glaze and sometimes they don't. Like, it really,
You
It-
just got to read the label
I
on
feel
them.
like it varies each year. We're typically trying to find jelly beans for Easter
Yeah.
because our boys really associate jelly beans with Easter. Like,
yes.
jelly beans are their Easter treat.
Yeah.
And it's not Easter if they don't have jelly beans.
Yeah.
And so every year I'm going to all the stores reading all the labels and trying to find which ones are vegan that year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Jelly Belly is the like sort of name brand that also sometimes does the Birdie Bots every flavor bean
Mm-hmm.
like theme from Harry Potter, and sometimes those are vegan.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a mixed bag, you have to look at every
Flavor.
flavor.
Because sometimes they vary.
Yeah. So just with jelly beans, read the label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Swedish fish,
Mm-hmm.
which I enjoy a lot. Another chewy, fruity.
Yeah.
I'm into the chewy, fruity.
You are.
And sour. And you're into the chocolate and chocolate mint.
Yeah.
So this is my jam. All of these I'm into. We're inserting this edit because after recording this episode, we learned that not all Swedish fish apparently are vegan. The vast majority of them are vegan. However, those that are manufactured in Turkey actually use beeswax. So definitely still read the label. Don't assume that your Swedish fish are going to be vegan. While they most likely will be vegan, just double check that package and make sure that it doesn't have beeswax or confectioner's glaze. And you most likely will find that it doesn't, but double check.
Yeah.
Also, dots, which are not
Mhm.
my favorite, but they're good.
Yeah. Some people like them.
And then, like we said, most suckers, so Dum-Dums
Dum-Dums,
are
yeah.
another like really common
Yep.
candy that people give out or get. And then Crybabies, which I love those.
Oh,
Until
yeah.
they sour.
Wow. Talk about a flashback to the 90s.
Yeah. They're still around sometimes.
Okay.
And when we used to do the trick-or-treating, I would typically take the Crybabies
Yeah.
as the dad tax.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Fireballs.
Fireballs.
Another
good one.
classic.
Yes.
Also, which I just thought of, lemon heads.
You really like lemon heads. I'm surprised you didn't think of that before.
So I think that's a good list to start people off.
Yes.
Accidentally vegan candies that are very common that you can
Yeah.
find virtually
Skittles?
everywhere.
Aren't Skittles accidentally vegan?
Skittles.
Skittles too.
Why did I think of Skittles?
I don't know. You like them because taste the rainbow. I don't know.
They're good. Well, there's too many. There's so
I know.
many.
So there is quite a few. You will be pleasantly surprised. If you are more of a chocolate person in your candy department, that's where you're not pleasantly surprised, which was myself.
That's where you're constantly, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we had Junior Mints.
We did have Junior Mints,
For
yes.
those of you who like that chocolate mint thing.
Yeah. But coming up next, this is where we get into the intentionally vegan candies, because this is where you can find your chocolate fix.
Right. So, chocolate lovers, here we go.
Yes.
So there's a brand called Enjoy Life.
Yes.
Which makes little chocolates that have, I don't know what's in them, but I call them crunch bars because they remind me of crunch bars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have like a crunchy, because you can get, so Enjoy Life, you might know, they make the chocolate chips. But around the holidays, they will come out with like Halloween candy bags. I've seen Christmas ones and I've seen Valentine's ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy just like plain chocolate or chocolate with the crunch. And I think they just call them crunch chocolate.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Crunch, yeah.
And they're tasty. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Totally gets the fix. Now, if you want like M&M type candy or peanut M&M candies, then Unreal is the brand that makes some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have like an almond chocolate candy coated. They have a chocolate candy coated like M&M and a peanut one. And then if peanut butter cups are your jam, we have quite the list for you.
Right.
Because we started thinking and then we started looking, and there's so many more options now for peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Or a nut butter cup if you can't do peanut butter, because
Right.
there's sunflower butter, there's sunflower butter cups, there's almond butter cups, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Rice
Before
milk.
we get there, I want to shout out Unreal again.
Okay.
Because they are unreal. Just kidding. Seriously, I didn't want to say that. That's not what I want to say.
You just couldn't resist.
That's not why I brought us back. Because they're like quote unquote peanut M&Ms
Oh my God,
product.
yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but I love peanut M&Ms.
Yes.
Like chocolate candy's not my favorite, but I love me some peanut M&Ms.
Yep.
And when I first tried those, it was like those hit the spot.
Yes.
So
much.
much.
Yeah, totally.
They're a little, they're more pricey than M&Ms are going to
Mhm.
be, obviously, but it's worth it when you want the treat.
Yes. Because I remember that. I remember like, no, they have that at Whole Foods. They have like the good size bag at Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and we got it, and we just split the bag 4 ways, and it really did hit the spot.
And it was like peanut M&Ms were back in my life. So highly recommend those.
Yes.
Okay, back to the peanut butter cups
Peanut
like
butter
you were
cups.
saying, because you're super into those.
Yeah, peanut butter cups were my like impulse buy at the grocery store when you're checking out, and especially when I was by myself and I didn't have to share it with anybody else, because kids, Mom, can I have one? Can I have a bite? And so you share. But when I was by myself, I would just randomly grab Reese's peanut butter cups and munch them down in the car quietly and savor every bite that I didn't have to share. So and they were how I knew, wow, this is a new lifestyle for me with veganism and being plant-based and vegan, because I saw the Reese's peanut butter cup and I didn't see candy anymore. That's when I was like, I see the cow. Like, I just know there's a mama cow that had her baby taken and her milk taken to make this, and I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Reese's peanut butter cup was really a tell for me. So then to find some vegan peanut butter cups was a really happy day for me.
That were really good. Yeah.
Yes, that were really good. And so I've had the Justin's peanut butter cups, and it's only their dark chocolate that is vegan.
Yeah, not all their products are vegan.
Right. Not all their products are vegan. And they have, so the peanut butter, like it did the trick, but I think this is one where it's not quite a thick peanut butter filling. It's more runny, I guess.
I think
it's like texture.
Well, I think it's like real peanut butter.
Yeah.
Versus like peanut butter flavored candy filling, which is what Reese's does.
Yeah, and because I think there's some kind of thickening agent. I don't know if they mix it with powdered sugar or flour or something, so it's a little thicker in the Reese's peanut butter cup. And I think with Justin's, it's like peanut butter is in it.
Yeah, it's more like Whole Foods-y, if you will.
Almost, yeah.
Which, yeah, some people are into that, which is cool.
Yeah.
But you wanted more of like a Reese's.
I wanted more of that thick and creamy peanut butter filling and stuff.
So Justin's is really good.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yeah, it's really good. So just know that it's not the same texture inside.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then I think they make an almond butter and a cashew butter cup also.
Yeah.
So if you can't do peanuts, look for the other ones. And then some other ones are Theo dark chocolate peanut butter cups. And can't remember if I've had that one. Have you had that one?
I'm almost positive
I think we have. Yeah. And it was good. They're all good. They will all hit that craving spot. There's also pea knot cups from No Way Foods. That is one, No Way, the WHEY way. That's one that I think tries to be free of the 7 major allergens completely. So if you have other allergens as well, that's a good one to look for. And then what else do we have? Oh, the free to be sunflower cups. So if you're allergic to all nut butters, this is filled with sunflower butter. And that one's pretty tasty also.
Yeah.
And it has like a sunflower on the cover so you can find it.
Yeah. Those are really tasty.
Yeah, those are tasty also.
When I was expecting it to be a peanut butter cup and then it wasn't, that was a little surprising. So know that it's different. But now that I know it's sunflower butter, it's really tasty.
Yeah.
It's a really tasty treat.
Totally.
So, and if none of those do it for you, we have a recipe on our website for homemade peanut butter cups that you can
make yourself. And then you can experiment with the filling to get the texture you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like if you want it to just be peanut butter on the inside, you don't want any extra stuff, great. Or you can mix stuff in to get the texture you're looking for.
So those are some of our favorite intentionally vegan candies.
Yeah. Oh, caramel bites. Or the cocoa mel.
Oh yes,
bites.
cocoa mel bites.
If you like the caramel and you kind of miss caramel stuff, the cocoa mel bites is a really, really tasty vegan treat.
I tried them the first time at an event when Vegan Outreach had some, and I was like blown away. Yeah, they were really good. Yeah. Oddly, we don't buy them often for ourselves. I think because whenever we do the treats, I'm always wanting those Unreal M&Ms if I'm gonna buy something. But the Cocomel are really good and definitely worth mentioning for sure. Yeah. Because I'm sure those are top of someone's list.
And I think they're at Whole Foods. I think all these sort of name brand, intentionally vegan treats are at Whole Foods.
That's what I was going to say. And I also often see them at Sprouts.
Okay.
Especially Justin's and Unreal are often at Sprouts.
Yeah. And I think I've had Theo's and the Free to Be from Sprouts also.
Yeah.
But the Cocomels is the ones that I think I've really only seen at Whole Foods.
Yeah. And then also Natural Grocers.
That's what I was going to ask.
Is a place to look for all of these as well.
Yeah.
So between those three, you should be able to find everything that we mentioned in the stores. So I'm glad you brought that up. Like, where do we get all this magnificent stuff?
Yeah. All right. Homemade treats.
Yeah. Homemade treats. And these are, the beauty of these is they're quite simple, actually. It's very easy to make them.
Almost a little dangerous.
Dangerously easy.
Dangerously
throw them
easy.
Together.
Yeah.
Because
and they were all me just experimenting because I wanted this chocolate candy bar.
Yeah. So there's 3 types of candy bars you can make that are basically... You melt chocolate chips, You mix in whatever ingredient you're making. You let it cool, like in the fridge or the freezer.
Yep.
And then you have little candy bars.
Yep.
Right? You can just drop them by the spoonful on a
parchment-lined cookie sheet.
Parchment-lined cookie sheet, or the like reusable parchment thingamabob.
Oh, slip hat mat.
Silicone mat.
Silicone mat.
Drop it on a silicone mat.
Yeah.
And then we just usually put it in the freezer for a little bit, and then they're ready.
They're ready. And then you go to town.
Yeah. I'm sure there's other more intricate ways of doing it, but why do that when you could just do it this way? And it's really
it's
just
simple
as good.
and easy. Yeah.
So the first one is Crunch Bars.
Crunch Bars. Yes.
You just melt the chocolate chips, mix in some Rice Krispies.
Some rice cereal of your choosing.
Or any rice cereal. Sometimes with these ones too, we put it in a baking dish.
Yeah.
And
we do like a wax paper or parchment lined baking dish so that you can easily pull them out.
And then cut
them
into
squares. Yeah.
And then you have homemade Crunch Bars.
Exactly.
And you can do like whatever ratio looks good to you.
Yeah.
We did do a webinar. We demonstrated it. And so the webinar is sweets and desserts. And if you look on there, you can get a better idea about ratios.
But if you like it really crunchy, you can put a lot of Rice Krispie cereal in it, the crispy cereal in it. Or if you just like a little bit and you want more chocolate, you can put less. That's one of the reasons why I like the homemade ones, because you can really make it how you prefer.
Yeah.
The next one is Mr. Good Bars.
And I was not super into Mr. Good Bars, but I'm super into these homemade versions.
Yes, you are.
And that's just peanuts.
Yeah,
you just melt the
peanuts.
chocolate chips, mix in peanuts. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he was just like, okay, sure, okay. And then he tried them and he was, oh my goodness. And with this one, you can also either put it in a baking dish and make your little square bars, or you can just put them in drops on a silicone parchment lined cookie sheet. Or if you have like a muffin tin and you can,
silicone muffin cups.
Yeah. Or the paper muffin cups or whatever. And you just drop them in there and peel it off and whatever you have, you can make these.
We've done it all the ways.
Yes.
And it's whatever we feel at the moment.
Yep.
But highly recommend those. And then you can also make homemade Butterfingers if you buy the Chico Stick candies.
Yeah.
And do the same thing. There's another candy that I can't remember off the top of my head that somebody had found at a local natural store. I thought they found it at like Natural Grocers or something.
Do you mean the toffee pieces?
I don't remember. Remember when Patty had...
Yeah, I think it was Walgreens.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was some candy she found at Walgreens that was like, I think it said toffee on it, but it didn't. It tasted. It was like a peanut butter toffee, so it had the sort of Butterfinger flavoring, and it had the flaky bit to it. And went to Walgreens and got some and did this, dunked it in chocolate, and
I'm gonna have to remember that.
You were over the moon. We'll have to figure out what it was called.
She brought us some of them because I was like, Butterfingers are my favorite in the world. They were back in the day when we used to take the kids trick-or-treating. I would just eat Butterfingers the whole time.
That was your dad's tax.
They weren't really into them.
Yep.
And I would just the entire time we walked around the neighborhood,
just eat Butterfingers. That's how you fueled yourself, right?
Quietly steal Butterfingers out of their thing, and then I'd have a pocket full of wrappers. These are my confessions. They didn't know. They didn't like Butterfingers.
Yep.
So it's exciting to know you can make them.
Yeah.
At home. With the and the Chico Stick is good as well.
Yeah.
Inserting one more edit, as after we finished recording the episode, I did a little more research and was able to find the name of this magical candy that you can use to make homemade Butterfinger. It is called Softer Than Brittle Pecan. Now, I know that doesn't, again, like we were saying, that doesn't really sound like Butterfinger filling, but trust us, this was the way to go. So the brand is Softer Than Brittle. It is the pecan flavor. Mickey was correct. This was originally found at Walgreens. I also found some available on for sale online in different places. So if you just Google Softer Than Brittle Pecan, you'll find some places where you can purchase it.
And then, of course, peanut butter cups, like we talked about, you can make that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty easy as well. It's a little more involved than just melting chocolate and mixing it, but it's still pretty quick and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are like the homemade candies. Now there's 2 more homemade treats that we really enjoy that I think are good for Halloween themed parties or just for Halloween in general. And
or just life in general.
or just life. But they go good with the Halloween theme.
Yes.
Anyway. So the first one is Muddy Buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't heard of these.
Right. Some people call it puppy chow.
No, we don't do that in
But
our house.
no. We
No.
actually call them honey bunnies.
No judgment. You can call them puppy chow
Yeah,
if you
we
want.
call them honey bunnies because our youngest, he couldn't say muddy buddies. And he was, when he was like 18 months or, 2 years old, asking for
He was like 2.
Yeah, I see honey bunny. And so it's just a fun memory for us. But
Honey
really,
bunny.
they're called Muddy Buddies. So Muddy Buddies are a Chex Mix treat. So the recipe's on the back of a Chex Mix box. And they're also dangerously easy to make. We've had them more often than we usually do during this pandemic.
Because you just melt the ingredients, mix it in Chex Mix,
Yep.
toss it in powdered sugar, and
And
done.
then it's done. And it's super delicious.
It's way too easy.
Yeah. So
So it's a really good little chocolate treat to add to any theme, but
Yeah.
could really go good with Halloween.
yeah. We find we typically have been making it on New Year's Eve. It's been a New Year's Eve treat. But
Mhm.
like I said, pandemic, you
Life.
know.
Yeah.
Just life in general.
Mm-hmm. And then another treat that a lot of people associate with fall or Halloween is kettle corn.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
yes.
easily make this at home with the way that I do it. Typically people will say you use some type of oil, or typically it's oil and sugar, and you melt the sugar and then you pop the popcorn and all of that. But I found that the best way to do it is with maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to use
So
coconut
good.
oil and maple syrup and then pop the popcorn and just do it on the stovetop. And there's a bit of a learning curve because there is a fine line between perfect kettle corn
and burnt.
and a bowl of ashes. I think it's like a 20-second.
I think that's a little dramatic calling it a bowl of ashes, but okay.
No, it just really upsets me because it's like
it really makes you mad.
there's like a 30-second window.
Yeah.
And it could be perfect, or it could really makes me mad because it like a good portion of it
Yeah.
gets burned.
Yeah.
So, but once you learn that, or I'll just quit while I'm ahead. Like I think I could pop a little more, but I'm gonna turn it off because I'm not gonna do the ashes today. So I don't want to scare people away. It's actually not that hard. I do it all the time and I don't burn it anymore.
Yeah.
But the first couple times I learned the hard way.
Yeah. So just watch that line.
So
you know
just
what I
be
mean?
aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just do 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup, 1/3 cup of popcorn kernels.
Mm-hmm.
Done. And it's really good.
Do you have to stir it almost constantly?
So just like when you pop popcorn on the stovetop, you put your butter or your oil and you let it get hot. You put the popcorn in and you have to kind of shake the pan.
Yeah, I don't make
Constantly.
popcorn. Y'all do.
I'm like,
So
when people do it, if people
when
do
people
this,
do
this
it.
is what you do.
yes.
So with the kettle corn, you basically just add maple syrup,
Yeah. 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 You and the boys are the
and-
popcorn makers in the house.
let it do its thing.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Or you can lots of times find vegan kettle corn
Mm-hmm.
out. So that's another nice treat that you can add to your Halloween
Repertoire.
extravaganza.
Yes.
So next we're going to talk about some holiday themed foods you can make
Yes.
to dress up your meals. Just kidding.
You're
Kind of
so
what you
funny.
do though.
It is kind of what you do. You do kind of dress up your meals.
So one that we've done several times that's pretty fun is mummy dogs.
Mummy dogs. Yes.
Which is where you take like the Light Life Smart Dogs
Mm-hmm.
and you get the crescent roll dough, which
Yeah.
is accidentally vegan.
Yeah, and sometimes the crescent, you can either get crescent roll and you pinch it together and cut strips,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wrap your dogs like a mummy.
Yeah, you cut it into strips and then
Yeah, or you can get, if you can find the crescent sheet, then you don't have to pinch it together at all, because the crescent rolls come with already like perforated edges for the triangles and all that.
Yeah, but the idea is that you cut it into strips and then just wrap them around the dogs.
Yep.
So they look like mummies.
And you bake them.
And then you bake them, and then they're ready to eat.
Yep.
Like that. So the kids enjoy it. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And then another one that we do is a mummy calzone, where we make like a pizza dough and we roll it out into like a rectangle, and then you maybe we'll make a little video or something, but you use a pizza cutter and you cut like strips into the side, but you don't connect, so that in the center it's a sturdy piece, and then you put all your pizza fillings in, and then you fold over the dough strips that you cut to make it look like a mummy. And then you bake it, and it's super fun. And you can put like little olives for the eyes. It's cute.
Yeah, we did that one year, and the boys were really into it.
Yeah. And then another thing we've done is a spider ring taco, or a spider taco ring, something like that, where you take crescent rolls again, but you leave the triangles and you set them up where the long end of the triangles overlap, and then you do your filling and you fold it over, and then you take like crescent roll sheet or another crescent roll, and you make little legs that like stick out from the ring. And that's fun. And you can do pizza or tacos on that. And then I've seen where you can take like pizza dough and make it into like look like bones. And you do dip with it. And I think we've done queso with that. That was really fun.
And we can link all of these ideas.
Yeah. So you can see them.
Because sometimes, like, it was hard for me to picture the mummy calzone until you showed me a picture of it, and then I was like, okay, I get it now. Maybe it's just me. Maybe everyone else could picture it, and I'm just silly. And the spider ring too. That one's hard for me to envision.
Yeah, whatever recipes we link, if they're not already vegan, then you can veganize them. You know what I mean? The taco ring, use vegan crumbles to make your taco filling. Another thing we've done is you take bananas and you peel them and you cut in half, and then you take mini chocolate chips and you stick them in the banana for an eye, and then a regular chocolate chip for a mouth, and it looks like a little ghost screaming. That one's really fun.
Cute little ghost.
Yeah.
I remember one year we even just got cuties and drew pumpkin faces on them, and then put them out, and they looked like little jack-o'-lanterns, but they were just cuties, and then the kids ate fruit.
And they loved them.
So they got some, like Whole Foods in their day. Yeah.
It was super fun. And I think that year that we had the Halloween party, I think we did the monster teeth, where you take apple slices and you spread peanut butter on it, and then you stick mini marshmallows. So you have to find the vegan mini marshmallows. And you put an apple slice on top, and it looks like, lips and monster teeth.
Yeah. And for marshmallows, the Dandies brand are vegan. And then you can also get the Trader Joe's brand. Trader Joe's has vegan marshmallows also.
Yeah. And then I think another thing to just consider doing too is just to, like, if you make like a fruit or veggie plate, see if you can, make it look like a skeleton. Put the dip as like the head, and set out like peppers to look like the ribs, and celery for like the arms and legs, or if you have a lot of carrots and cucumbers, set up the carrots to look like a pumpkin, and the cucumbers are like the eyes. You know what I mean? You can get creative setting out your food to just look like a Halloween item.
If you want to get creative with just the layout and the presentation,
yeah,
you can do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And Pinterest and Instagram,
of course,
are no limit on ideas and inspiration.
Yeah, I've seen pizza fingers, where you take a circular pizza and you cut it up into strips, and then you take like a red pepper and you cut it to look like a triangle, and you put it on the tip of the pizza strip, and then it looks like a finger with a nail on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of things. So Like you can just go onto Pinterest and Instagram or wherever and look for stuff and then just veganize it.
For people who aren't that creative, because I'm not that like visually artistic, mummy dogs are pretty easy to do, and they look really awesome because they're supposed to be like messy and thrown together. That's what mummies look like. That's the point.
Yeah.
So I would recommend those. And the banana ghosts are quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some really easy things that.
Yeah. But the mummy dogs are genuinely really easy, which is super fun.
Yeah. And then really quickly too, since we've talked a lot about chocolate chips, which chocolate chip brands are vegan or like our go-tos?
Yeah. So the Sprouts brand chocolate chips are typically vegan. Trader Joe's, is it the dark chocolate chips, are vegan.
I believe.
Costco, when they have the Kirkland brand big bag of chocolate chips, those are accidentally vegan. Enjoy Life. And then I think it's Nestle now has a 3-ingredient, like simply chocolate chips. That's just 3 ingredients, and those are accidentally vegan.
Yeah, I think it's like a light blue bag.
No, it's still yellow, but it's got like light blue on it, I think.
Okay.
But just look
it's like
for
their allergen friendly line, which is vegan.
And it says simply on it, and it's by the Nestle brand. And that I've found at Walmart pretty consistently. And there's probably some other brands too. I think Walmart sometimes carries the Enjoy Life, but it's like in their like gluten-free section.
That's where I found the Nestle ones too at Walmart. It was in the gluten-free section.
Oh,
last time I was there.
Yeah.
Last time I bought them there.
Yeah. Because I had also seen them just in the regular section.
Yeah. So it depends. So don't forget, check the gluten-free section.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they put things there that are gluten-free, like that you wouldn't think would go there, but they group them there for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to throw out like some of our go-tos, some of the common ones that are easy to find and where people can find those.
Yeah, totally.
So awesome. We found a couple really great resources to share. That when we were preparing for this, we found the Natural Candy Store online.
And oh boy.
naturalcandystore.com. Yeah.
Yes. Looks like they have some kind of a version of like a Mars bar, maybe a Snickers, maybe a Butterfinger. Like there are some like genuine candy bars.
Yes.
That are typically not easy to find vegan and a little more involved to make at home. And then they had like Halloween, all sorts of Halloween lollipops, like chocolate ones and hard candy ones. They have gold coins. So like if you ever need gold coins, for I think like we typically use them in St. Patrick's Day with leprechauns.
We used to give them to the kids, and now we haven't been able to find them, so we've had to improvise.
Yeah,
but now we know.
But I think at Hanukkah, gold coins are a thing. So just whatever traditions you have that, have gold coins involved, that's your place to get some vegan ones. Because I've not really seen any. It's really, really rare that I find some in the stores. Yeah. Yeah. So they had Valentine's stuff. They have like a box of chocolates. So like you can get a box of chocolates for Valentine's, like if that's a thing for you. I was like, ooh, this
plethora of stuff.
This is exciting.
Yeah. Like it would be fun to do that. We're not big Valentine's people, but just because it's an option. Yeah. Let's do a box of chocolates just because. Yeah. So lots of great things there. Also, you found No Whey Foods. Yes.
That's another good one.
WHEY, No Whey Foods.
They've got some good stuff there too.
Lots of great stuff there. Easy like reference guides about the stuff we've been talking about, like the vegan candy is PETA's Guide to Halloween. They've got, basically lists out all the common candies that are accidentally vegan. And then they also have a guide to chewing gum. Oh, okay. Because gum is like a whole nother thing. Yeah. That's like, does it, that's a whole nother thing. So, and that's an easy reference to just list some very common brands that are vegan or brands that are vegan except for like this type, Yeah. Like if it has flavor crystals, it's not vegan, but if it doesn't have flavor crystals, it's vegan. Yeah. Super easy stuff like that, which I found helpful, because kids get a lot of different types of gum sometimes. And so you just want to check that out. So those are some good resources to help you navigate veganizing Halloween.
Yes.
And definitely check out the links in the show notes. Check out our sweets and desserts webinar if this is your jam and you want some more sweets and desserts in your life. And we wish you a happy vegan Halloween.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We release new episodes every 2 weeks. You can always email us at plantbased@apnm.org or visit our website at apnm.org/plant-based for classes, recipes, and more resources.
See you in 2 weeks.
Ah!